guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hi, my name's Eva and I'm a mortgage power planner. Now in today's video I want to go over the Help to Buy equity loan scheme, just because a lot of you will be familiar with the old Help to Buy scheme, which is actually no longer available. So this one has basically replaced it. So I just want to go over it in a little bit more detail to see whether it's the right solution for you. So just a quick disclaimer before we actually jump into the video. The information that I'll be sharing with you today is only relevant to England. Scotland and Wales do actually have their own set of rules around this, and they differ slightly to the English ones, so bear that in mind when watching this video, that this is only applicable to England. But without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So before we jump into the video, let's just quickly go over what the Help to Buy equity loan actually is. So it's a loan from the government that you can actually put towards purchasing a brand new house if you're a first time buyer. So similar to the old Help to Buy scheme where the government lent you up to 20% towards your deposit, this works in a very similar manner. It's where they give you a loan towards your deposit, but the loan is actually interest free for the first 5 years, unlike a regular loan from the bank. As remember, most lenders won't actually accept loans as a deposit from a mainstream bank, but this scheme works completely differently. So how much can I actually borrow? So you can borrow a minimum of 5% and a maximum of 20% if you're living outside of London, and if you're living in London you can borrow up to 40% off the full purchase price. What are the criteria? So from the government's point of view, the house builder that you're looking to buy from must be registered for the Help to Buy equity loan scheme, and there is a maximum property value cap that actually applies to the properties that you're looking to buy. So I'll pop up a little screenshot of what they actually are, so you can have a look at obviously the region that you're looking to buy in, what the maximum purchase price can be. And the main one is the fact that you have to be a first time buyer. This is only applicable for first time buyers. So from a lender's point of view, this has to be your main residence, so you cannot use it to purchase a second home or anything like that, which obviously ties in with the whole first time buyer thing. As well as that, you must not own or have any interest in any property apart from the one that you're obviously buying at time of purchase. So how does it actually work? So the way it works is that you borrow a certain percentage of the property's value. So as I mentioned before, the maximum you can borrow from the government is 20%, which on a £200,000 house works out at 40 grand. However, if your property increases in value, so does that loan, because it's still 20% of that property's value. So let's say the value of that house increases to £250,000, you will now owe £50,000 instead of 40, which makes a huge difference. So when you go to buy a house for, let's say, £200,000, you'll have to put down some sort of deposit and fund the rest via a mortgage. So what the government have come out and done is they're trying to get your deposit to be bigger so that you don't have to borrow as much from the bank. This makes your monthly repayments smaller and helps you with the deposit side of things, because let's face it, it's quite difficult to save up a massive amount like that nowadays, and it takes time. So this is to help people get onto the property ladder that little bit quicker. Now in terms of the actual loan itself that the government is giving you, for the first 5 years you don't pay any interest on that. The only charge you incur is £1 per month management fee, which, let's face it, is nothing. However, after the initial 5 years, so from year 6, you will have to pay interest on it. So you really have to bear that in mind, and ideally have some sort of exit strategy in place, whether that be a remortgage or repaying the equity loan in full from your own funds. Ideally, you want to get rid of it after that 5-year period if you can. So how is the equity loan normally repaid? So the typical scenarios for repaying the equity loan are to either remortgage, sell the house and obviously repay it, or wait until the end of term and repay it at that point. However, as mentioned previously, when it comes to the interest only part, for the first 5 years you don't pay any interest at all. The loan is costing you £1 per month, which is brilliant. However, from year 6 onwards, you do start paying interest on that loan, which isn't fixed, so it actually increases year on year, which in effect means you're going to end up paying more and more as the years go by. Now, with it being an interest only loan, you're obviously not making any capital reductions to the balance, so the balance remains the same. And what you have to remember is it's a percentage, it's not a set amount of loan. So let's say you bought the house for £200,000 and you borrowed the full 20% from the government. In money terms, that's 40 grand. However, when it comes to the loan itself, it's not 40 grand that you borrowed 20% of that property's value. So that's what you have to repay. So if your property goes up in value, so does that loan. Somebody's being very needy, huh? Keeps meowing when mummy's trying to film. Say hello. Off you pop, darling.
10 seconds later.
So the point here is that you're going to end up paying more as the years go by. So ideally you want to repay that loan before it gets to that stage, so before you get to year 6. So how much will the loan cost me on a monthly basis? So once again, as I previously mentioned, for the first 5 years, it'll cost you £1 per month. However, after the initial 5 years, from year 6 onwards, you'll start paying interest on the amount that you owe. So the interest rate starts at 1.75% for the first year and then increases year on year. So the longer you keep that loan for, the more expensive it's actually gonna get. Now, just some simple figures for you here. In the first year, assuming a rate of 1.75%, on £40,000, which is 20% of £200,000, the monthly repayment will be just over £58 per month, which in real terms you might think, well, that's actually alright, it's not too much. But remember, that's only the interest, so you're not actually repaying any of that loan. So that's still going to be there. And with the interest rate not being fixed and increasing year on year, that amount will only go up. Unless, of course, you make some capital reductions to the actual loan itself. So you can actually make part repayments throughout the term of your mortgage. However, the first one has to be at least 10% of the current value of the house. So in my eyes, your best bet is to actually remortgage at the 5-year point and repay that loan in full and get rid of that government share in your house. But ultimately, that will come down to your affordability and whether you can actually afford to do that, because remember, that will then go on to repayment basis, so it'll cost you a lot more per month. So always speak to an independent mortgage advisor, as they'll be able to tell you whether you can afford it and whether it's the right thing for you to do, depending on your circumstances. Does the government have equity in my house? So as I mentioned before, you're borrowing a percentage of your house's value. So yes, they are going to have a share in the property ranging from 5 to 20% or up to 40% if you're in London. And it is secured with a legal charge on your property, just like a residential mortgage, meaning that if you fail to repay it, they can actually repossess your house just like a lender can. So you have to be really, really careful about that. And I guess the final question is this right for you? And that isn't a question that I can answer in this video because everybody's circumstances are different. So this is why speaking to an independent mortgage advisor is vital in this scenario, because they'll be able to assess your affordability and tell you whether it is the right solution for you. So with that being said, this is it from me today. I hope you found this video useful and it's given you the information that you require to make an informed decision. I'm keen to know if you have made use of this or whether you actually are thinking about doing so. So pop it in the comments section down below. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel for more mortgage related content. I do upload every Monday and Fridays, so you get regular content on a weekly basis. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys back on Monday with a brand new video. Bye guys.